So we will start in a standing position. I just want us to move our ankles and our shoulders just a little bit before we come down. And then if you like just that ease of transition, stand just slightly closer to the front end of your mat. And then as we work our way down, it'll be easy to find your way there. But start in a standing position, feet nice and solid on the ground. Take a minute to just find some like soft knees, soft hips, soft shoulders. Just for a moment here, close your eyes down if it's available. If you feel like you don't have your balance or it's not quite a good idea to close your eyes down, just soften your gaze. Take a nice big breath in right away, big, full, deep breath. And exhale nice and slow. On your next inhale, big, deep, giant breath and let your shoulders lift and scrunch up to your ears. And then as you exhale, just let your shoulders soften down. And then on next inhale, shoulders lift, scrunch up. And then as you exhale, you're going to let your shoulders drop. So make it a big, heavy, and then do that again. Inhale, shoulders lift and scrunch. Exhale, let them drop. And do that one more time. Inhale, shoulders lift and scrunch. Exhale, let your shoulders drop. And then move it up into the head and the neck. Inhale, lift your chin up to the sky. Exhale, tuck your chin down to your chest. Inhale to lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down. One more time like that. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down. Keep that bowed head. Bring your hands to your heart center, stacking your hands there. And then pause here for a moment and just set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. And with that intention set, keeping that nice little handhold on your heart, but bring your head up to a neutral position and take a couple of gentle turns of your head side to side, like you're looking over your shoulder. And as you turn your head side to side, just see if you can notice, tune in, and feel that little bit of movement of the skin, the muscles, and connective tissue underneath your hands. Take one more turn of your head side to side. And then as your head comes back to center, release your hands, shift your weight over to your right foot. Pick your left heel up. Big toe is going to stay on the ground. And we're going to circle the ankle, just big, giant, generous circles. And then notice here how your foot feels, how your ankle feels, and you might even get a sense of how your knee feels. Awesome. Reverse your directions, go the other way. Beautiful. One more circle around and then shift your weight over to that foot. Pick the other heel up. Big toe stays on the ground. Circle your ankle in one direction. Circle your ankle the other way. Beautiful. And then set that foot down with both feet nice and solid on the ground. Take a second. Look down at your feet and see if you can just line them up so that they're pretty evenly distributed and underneath your hips. And then we're going to lift the head back to a neutral position. Inhale, lift your toes and spread your toes just as wide as you can. And as you exhale, just let your toes soften down. Inhale, lift your toes and spread your toes as wide as you can. Exhale, toes soften down. And do that one more time. Inhale, lift your toes and spread your toes. Exhale, toes soften down. And then with a soft bend in the knees, inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down, and we're going to roll down. So imagine you're peeling your back and get away from an imaginary wall. Roll down towards the ground, but keep those knees super bent. And then once your fingertips touch down as far as they want to go, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll right back up to standing, roll your shoulders down and back. Inhale, lift your chin up to the sky. Exhale, tuck your chin down, peel your back away from that imaginary wall, bend your knees a lot. As you come down this time, just take a little look around, locate where your strap is, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to standing, roll your shoulders down and back. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down, bend your knees, roll on down. And then this time, as you come down to the ground, grab your strap or your TheraBand, whatever you're using, pull the abdominal muscles in, roll on up. Nice. And then take that strap in front of you, but with the palms facing backwards. So we're going to get a nice wide grip here. Start with just a little gentle pump of the arms up and down, super loose in the shoulder. So we're not even pulling on the strap or anything. We're just going to gently move through the shoulders and then start to go just a little bit higher. And then just a little bit higher. and then as high as you can go or as high as your shoulders allow. And then once you're there, get a stronger handhold and pull on your strap or your TheraBand. Imagine you're pulling it apart and then feel that little bit of action in the armpit, chest, and the shoulders. Take one more moment to get that pulling apart, and then relax that pulling apart sensation, float your arms down. And now we're gonna reverse and take the strap behind us. So same wide grip. And then once you've got that nice wide grip, just a gentle pump the arms backwards, moving just to the depth that feels good to you. Nice. And then the next time you push the arms back with a sort of strong position, imagine you're hugging the shoulder blades in towards each other. Push your palms back as far as they'll go. So you'll feel a little bit of muscle action happening to make that happen. Take one more moment and then soften your arms down, bend your knees a lot. Now we're going to fold over. So we're going to let the heart fold forward. Now hold onto your strap with a firm grip and let your arms fall away from the back of your body. Cool. Take one more breath. And then hands are going to find the low back, lift from the top of your head, bend your knees, come up nice and slow and controlled. Set your strap off to the side. Take a second to kind of shrug out your shoulders, wiggle out your fingers. And now we're going to come down into a seated position. So come down any way you like so that you're seated on your butt and your legs can come out in front of you nice and long. And then once you found your way here, just take a second to find a nice upright lifted spine. So you might choose to bend your knees a little bit, especially if you have tight hamstrings. So find a position with the legs that feels good, but something that allows you to sit up nice and tall. Once you've got that really tall position, hands are going to come alongside the hips. We're going to press into the palms. Press nice and strong into your arms, almost as if you're trying to lift your butt up off the ground. You might even feel that little bit of lift of the muscles, but your sits bones might still stay connected. Take one more moment to find that nice pushing upward sensation. And then soften, bend your knees even more. Take a nice big breath, reach the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, reach towards your feet and then just hang out here for a second. Make some space for your belly, make some space for your chest. Bend your knees as much as feels good, and then soften through the back of the body. Soften the back of your neck. Soften your shoulders. Notice that bit of compression of your belly against your thighs. And as you take your next nice deep breath, see if you can notice and feel your breath in the back of your body. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly walk yourself back up and in, and we're going to slide the right leg into a bent knee position, but we're going to step it out just a little bit so that we can rotate towards that knee. So your left hand is going to reach around, rotate to the right, and then let your right hand come behind you, and then see if you can find again that pressing into the palm sensation. So you find that nice tall uplifted spine. And then once you're there, turn your head just a little further, see if you can look over your back shoulder. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, rotate back to center. And now we're going to grab hold of the back of that leg and then floss the hamstring. So as you inhale, you're going to lift the foot, flex the foot, lift your chin. Exhale, bring it down and tuck your chin slightly. Inhale, lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Exhale, soften it down. One more here. Inhale, lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Exhale to soften it down, and then slide that leg nice and long. Give both knees a nice little gentle bounce. Notice how your hip flexors feel just for a second. If you need to, swish your knees a little side to side. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it to the other side. So left leg is going to pull in, but we're going to step it out slightly wide. Take your right hand, reach over and across, find your rotation, and then left hand comes behind you and push into that left hand so you find that tall uplifted spine. Once you've got that tall uplifted spine, look over your back shoulder just as far as you can. Nice. And then when you're ready, rotate back to center, and then we're going to floss that hamstring. So we're going to grab the back of the thigh. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Exhale, soften it down, tuck your chin slightly. Inhale, lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Exhale to soften it down. One more time here. Inhale, lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Exhale to soften it down, and then release your handhold, send that leg nice and long, and then just with your legs as straight as feels right to you, because we all have different variations of tension that we hold in the backs of the hamstrings. So inhale, lift your arms up and think up and over with the belly. So lift upward through the spine, and then as you exhale, reach towards your feet. It does not matter if you touch your feet. Just find a fold that feels nice and appropriate in your body, something that you can soften into. So if you feel any zinging up into your glutes where the hamstrings connect up into the glutes, make sure you bend your knees just a little bit more so you're not feeling any sensation up there. Awesome. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently, mindfully walk your hands back up and in. We're going to scooch the butt forward and start to roll our way down to the ground. Before you come all the way down to the ground, we are going to do a little work to find neutral pelvis and neutral spine. So if you just don't want your camera pointing at your hip points area, so that you have just that your own personal practice without anybody else being able to see, not that anybody's really looking, but just know that you can reposition your camera so that it's not pointing right at your hips. And then once you find your way down to the ground, take a moment to just walk your heels in a little bit closer to your butt, feet about hip width distance apart, and just start by letting your hands come down at your sides. Let your shoulder heads relax just a little bit. And then we're going to tune in and start by just noticing the ribs and the abdomen. So if you notice your ribs, see if you can imagine that you're pulling your ribs in towards each other and the backs of the ribs down into the ground. And then inhale and release. Let the ribs flare just a little bit, and let the backs of the ribs lift off of the ground. Pull the ribs in, back of the ribs press into the earth. Inhale and open up just a little bit. Exhale, pull the back of the ribs down into the ground, ribs pull in towards each other. Pause there for a second. Notice that connection of the back of the ribs pressing into the ground, and then just see if you can hold and maintain that position. Take a nice deep breath in without the ribs moving up or down. Nice slow breath out. Cool. And then just relax for a second, wiggle out your ribs, wiggle out your belly, wiggle out your hips, make sure everything feels like it's in a good place. And now we're going to locate those front hip protrusions. So start by just finding your bony hip points or those bony landmarks. And then once you feel like you know where those bony landmarks are, we're going to take it into just the normal pelvic tilt that you would do. So as you exhale, press your low back into the ground. Inhale, release to the natural curve of your back. Exhale, press your low back down. Inhale, release to the natural curve of your back. On this next one, as you do it, see if you can notice the backs of the ribs. As you exhale, press your low back down. Notice the backs of the ribs connected to the floor. Inhale, release to the natural curve of your back. And now we're going to switch our handholds. So now the heels of your hands are going to stay on those bony landmarks, and the fingertips are going to try to find the front pubic bone. So you're going to see if you can find that bone. And then once you feel like you're there, we're going to come back to that pelvic tilt, but now see if you can make that pelvic tilt happen without using too much of your quadriceps or your glutes. So see if you can allow the abdominal muscles and those lower abdominal muscles, more specifically, see if you can ask those muscles to kick on to help find that pelvic tilt. So it might not be as big of a motion here. And then kind of get a sense of where the heels of your hands are and your fingertips are. And what we're going to try to find is imagine that your hands are a level. So we want to line up that bubble, right? So we want to make our front pubic bone and the hip points be level. And so now you might feel that little bit of an arch in the back. Once you feel like you've found a level set with the heels of your hands and the fingertips, now keep all of that in that stationary position. Can you keep all of that happening and pull the backs of your ribs down into the ground? So you're going to keep that natural curve of the spine, but pull the ribs back. And then once you feel like you've got all of that, can you hold that, release your hands away from the bones, take a nice deep breath in without anything else shifting. Take a nice full inhale. Nice slow exhale. Notice the effort that happens here in order to hold that position. And you might feel like your the whole abdomen is fired up and holding that position. Take one more moment to see if you can notice it, and then let everything go. Let your butt be soft, let your hips relax. Take a second, wiggle, jiggle everything out. And then we're going to try to do that again without using our hands. So start with a little pelvic tilt. You can let your quads work with you. You can let your glutes help you find that work. And then see if you can let the quads relax and the butt relax, and see if you can find that pelvic tilt without engaging the quads as much and without using the glutes as much. And then see if you can find that level set again. So where were you, where you found that natural curve of your back? And now can you pull the back of the ribs down to the ground? Hold that steady position. Notice that firing up in your center. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. And then relax, release. Step your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Move your arms out just a little bit and start to find some big giant windshield wipers. Let your knees drop side to side. Awesome. Now the next time the knees drop over to the right, let them sink all the way down, just as far as they naturally go. Take a nice deep breath in. Notice that front space of that left front hip area. Take a nice deep breath into that space. On your next inhale, knees are going to come to center. And then as you exhale, knees are going to drop over to the left. Let them sink all the way down. And then see if you can tune into that front right hip pocket area. Take a breath and notice that space. Beautiful. On your next inhale, float the knees back to center. Now we're going to step the feet back in. So feet are about hip width distance apart. Rearrange your shoulder blades, and we're going to take a couple of rolling bridges here. So take an inhale. As you exhale, curl up the tailbone, roll up through the spine. Inhale as you roll back down through the spine. Exhale as you curl up. Inhale as you roll down. Exhale as you roll up. Inhale as you roll down through the spine. One more time. Exhale as you roll on up. Inhale as you roll down. And then once your hips touch down, take a full inhale. Slow exhale. Pull your right knee in toward your chest, get a loose handhold, and then take that right knee, draw it in circles, go in one direction. Take that knee, draw it in circles, go the other way. Great. Now we're going to switch our handholds. So we're going to stick with that right leg, get a hold of the back of the thigh, pull the thigh in towards the chest, just as tight as it will go. And now we're going to work through the back of that leg here. So we're going to point the toe. You're going to reach through that toe, stretch it up to the sky, just as far as it will go, but keep that knee pulled into the chest. You're going to go only as far as your body allows. And then once you feel a little sensation in the back of the leg, stop there, flex the foot, and then pull the heel down toward your butt. Keep that knee pulled in tight to the chest. Point your toes. Reach through your toes. Reach it up to the sky just as far as your body will allow. Once you feel sensation in the back of the leg, stop there. Flex the foot. Pull the heel down toward your butt. We're going to do that one more time. Point the toes. Reach through the toes. Just go as far as your body will allow. And then once you land, flex the foot. Pull the heel down towards your butt. And then release your handhold from the back of the thigh. Grab the back of the knee. Take the knee, or grab the top of the knee, take that knee, draw it in circles, go in one direction. Take the knee, draw it in circles, go the other way. Awesome. And then we're going to externally rotate. So we're going to hold on to the knee, hold on to the heel, externally rotate and pull it in. Externally rotate and then pull it in. And then do that one more time. Externally rotate, pull it in. And now we're going to externally rotate it so we can bring it into a figure 4 position. Hand to the inner thigh, gently press the thigh open. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then we're going to take it into a figure 4 stretch. So lift your left leg up. See how it feels to thread your hands through. Maybe grab the back of the thigh, maybe the top of the shin or the knee, and then putting your right elbow against the inner thigh. You're just going to pull it into a point where you feel sensation. Maybe you'll feel it in the IT band, the outer edge of your hip, or into your glutes. So it might be a variation just depending on where you might hold a little tension in your body. But once you feel sensation, stop there. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Soften your position just a little bit, and then see if you can take your figure four, draw it in a couple circles, go in one direction. Take your figure four, draw it in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, release your left foot down to the ground, help your right leg come off, pause for a moment, notice how one side might feel a little different than the other. And then when you're ready, pull the left knee in toward your chest, loose hold of that knee, take it and draw it in circles, go in one direction. Take that knee, draw it in circles, go the other way. Wonderful. And now we're going to switch our grip. So we're going to hold on to the back of the thigh, pull that thigh as tight towards your chest as your body will allow. That's going to look different on all of us. And then point your toe, reach your toe up towards the sky. You're just going to go just to the point that feels right in your body. So once you feel a little sensation in the back of that thigh and the hamstring muscles, flex the foot, pull the heel down toward your butt. And then once you come all the way down, point the toe, reach it up towards the sky, go just as far as your body allows, flex the foot, pull the heel back down. One more time, point the toe, stretch that toe up to the sky just as far as it will go, flex the foot, pull it down. Nice, release your handhold from the back of the thigh, take that knee, draw it in circles, go in one direction, draw it in circles, go the other way. And now we're gonna hold on to the knee, hold on to the heel, externally rotate and bring it back in, externally rotate, bring it back in, externally rotate, bring it back in. And now we're going to externally rotate. So we bring it into our figure four. So bring that left leg across the right, left hand to the inner thigh, push the thigh open, pause there, take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. This might be enough. You might choose to stay here, but if it feels good, you're going to lift the right leg up, thread your hands through, grab a hold of the back of the thigh or the top of the shin or the knee, just whatever handhold works good for you. And then with that left elbow against the inner thigh, draw the leg in just to the point where you feel a good sensation. So you might feel something in the IT band, the outer edge of your hip, or into your glutes. Variations may arise. So pull it into a point that feels good to you and then pause there. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Wonderful. And then loosen up your grip just a little bit. Take your figure four, draw it in circles, go in one direction. Take that figure four, draw it in circles, go the other way. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, release your foot down to the ground. Help that left knee come off, set it down, pause for a moment, notice how everything feels. Leave your feet in a solid position. So you might choose to come to constructive rest to let your knees rest against each other, but then bring your arms into I Dream of Jeannie arms, so that square across the chest, and just start to pull the elbows gently side to side. Awesome. One more, pull the elbows side to side. And then we're going to bring our arms into cactus or goalpost arms. So elbows in line with the shoulders, palms facing up. And then once you've got your way here, we're going to glide the hands up. So reach your arms up like you're taking a big good morning stretch just with the upper half of the body. And then exhale, pull the elbows back down so that they're in line with the shoulders. Inhale, stretch your arms up and overhead. Exhale, pull the elbows back down in line with the shoulders. Do that one more time. Inhale, stretch your arms up and overhead. Pull the elbows back down and then come back to those I Dream of Jeannie arms, or that crisscross across the chest. And now we're going to pull and move up and down. So as you pull the elbows side to side, move them down towards your belly button. And then as you pull them side to side, move them up towards your forehead. Pull them side to side, move down towards your belly button. Pull them side to side and move up towards your forehead. One more time, up and down. Pull them side to side, move down towards the belly button. Pull them side to side, bring them up towards your forehead, and then release your arms out nice and wide. So just out in a T, palms facing up. Snuggle your shoulder heads in. Pause everything for just a moment. Wriggle out your toes. Find a soft place for your feet to be. And then see if you can find that neutral pelvis and neutral spine again. So take a little tilt to the pelvis so you feel that arch in your back. And then keep the natural curve of your back, but see if you can line up that front pubic bone, the hip bones. So we find a little bit of strength in our center. Pull the back of your ribs down into the ground. Feel your center fire up. Hold that neutral position. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Relax everything. Toe heel the feet in, so soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and to the right. So we're going to take it into that reclined cobbler's pose just for 3 cycles of breath. So don't worry about how far your knees go. We're all going to have different external rotation here. So if it feels like it's just a little too much and it pulls, keep a little bit of control so that you find a nice gentle stretch, but it's not just yanking against everything. So find that position that feels good. And then as you inhale, just let your knees lift just slightly. And then as you exhale, let your knees get just slightly heavier. Inhale and let your knees lift just slightly. Exhale and let your knees get slightly heavy. One more just like that. Inhale, let your knees lift slightly. Exhale, let your knees soften down, and then inhale, pull the knees all the way together, readjust your feet as needed, and then ask your body where would be your best Shavasana. Would it feel good to come back to constructive rest, let the knees drop in towards each other? Would it feel good to take that more traditional shape and walk your feet nice and long? Or maybe you want a little extra action for the hips, you want to take it into that reclined cobbler's pose. And if you do go for reclined cobbler's pose, I highly recommend just tucking some blanket or pillows underneath the hips so that they're a little bit supported. So find a position that will feel very restful to you, and then take a second to just settle into that shape. Allow just a little time here to allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Invite a little bit of movement into your fingers, a little bit of movement into your toes. And then maybe invite some movement into your wrists, maybe some movement into your ankles. And then as your body starts to reawaken, maybe invite a deeper breath into your body. And then if it feels really great to do so, you're going to take it into a good morning stretch. Stretch your legs long, stretch your arms up and overhead, and then find that nice long reach. Reach through your fingers, reach through your toes, take up a whole bunch of space in your mat, take up a whole bunch of space in your world. Take a nice big giant breath back into your body. And then as you exhale, let everything soften, and then slowly and mindfully start to find your way up to a comfortable seated position. So you might choose to rock and roll up. You might choose to roll to one side, whatever way gets you there, but it feels nice in your body. Cool. And then as you come up to that nice seated position, seated in any way that feels good, which also sometimes might mean legs extended or even sitting in a chair. So whatever feels good to you here, take a moment to find that tall spine. And then we just want access to one thumb and our forehead. So we're going to just do a little unfurrowing of the brow to finish our practice. So placing your favorite thumb right between that space of your eyebrows, a gentle pressure. As you inhale, you're going to push that thumb up towards your hairline or where your hairline would be. And then as you exhale, you're going to push a gentle pressure down back to that space between your eyebrows. Inhale, glide your thumb up. Exhale, glide your thumb down. If you can, close your eyes down. Inhale, glide your thumb up. Exhale, glide your thumb down. Take about 2 or 3 more cycles of breath here. Just move with your breath's rhythm. One more up and down. And then once you've completed that last cycle of breath, bring both hands to stack right on top of the heart. And then if it feels okay to do so, bow your head to your heart. Take a nice deep breath in, breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for the time that you take to take care of yourself. Take another nice deep inhale and maybe allow your shoulders to lift, maybe even scrunch up your face just a little bit. And then as you exhale, let your shoulders soften, soften your face, and think about letting go of anything you're holding on to that won't serve you through the rest of your night. And then when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy, happy Wednesday. You guys are amazing.